What's up, everyone? This is Casey Currie. This is our podcast number 7 of Where to Next. This time, we are going to talk about Hammerdown to Havasu, kind of why we did it, what we wanted to get out of it, and, just new direction for us. So today I have brought in Kyle Chandler, who works with me on my media side, doing all of the videos that you see on YouTube, most of the photos taken on Instagram and Facebook, and just helps really just keep things aligned on the media side. So Kyle, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So we are here. We're actually in Corona, California right now. We are kind of the first week back to work as a normal work week. We don't have anything under massive crunch right now. We're getting ready for the Baja 1000. We're getting ready for SEMA. We just got back from Off-Road Expo. But really right now we don't have anything crucial going on. So it's kind of nice. We're kind of regrouping. And that's why we wanted to talk. We're, talking to the shop and just kind of explaining why we felt the need for Hammerdown to Havasu, the reasons behind it. And really we'll just kind of get into Hammerdown to Havasu. It was a massive learning curve for myself as along with my team. Going into this, I was talking with Tim Media for a long time about doing something, and, it's expensive for anyone that wants to go out there and film a video. It's not all about having cameras or just having one camera, but, it takes a production team to do the job. And, talking to them, we finally figured out a way to kind of get the ball rolling and get it handled. So we locked in that, and then, really trying to figure out where we wanted to do it at, and for myself, getting into Hammerdown to Havasu, I grew up going to the river. We have a house like 30 minutes upriver from Havasu, so we drive our boat down to Havasu all the time. Used to party down there and hang out down there, and now we still go down there. I bring my kids and we go on our boat and go for rides down from Topok and from our house. And to me, I felt the need to come out with my first video needed to be somewhere that was a passion of mine. I didn't have to go to the location and figure out what we wanted to do or where we wanted to go. When we got to the river, I knew the places we wanted to see. So we did take multiple scouting trips for the camera stuff. But for the most part, I knew that I wanted to start in Oatman. Oatman is a fun place that during the wintertime when we don't have boats in the water, we drive our UTVs from our house all the way to Oatman. They got cool lunch spots up there. They got bars. They got, things that you can go see, museums. They got the mines. So all that going on in Oatman. It's just fun to drive UTVs, Jeeps, sand rails up to Oatman. So starting in Oatman was where we felt the need for that. And then, obviously ending in Havasu. Havasu is an iconic location, right? They get a lot of people go there to hang out during the summer. I have many, many, many friends with boats. I got friends with trailers. I got friends with UTVs and Jeeps. But, if you don't have a place in Havasu, most people that have friends that have places in Havasu. So, to go there was the reason why. And if you've never been to Havasu, it's an amazing place to go and to see. It's fun. There's a nightlife right on the water. Obviously, the boat life is unreal. You can see some of the boat scenes in our video, and you can see if you just look up Havasu on the water, you'll see a lot of stuff going on. So it's fun. So if you're anywhere in the world and you want to see Havasu, it's an epic place. And that was one of my things, bringing back to why I wanted to go to Havasu, I guess for myself, would be the fact that, look, if it's wintertime or summertime, come hang out. It's my lifestyle, right? I live at the river during the summer, and we drive UTVs and Jeeps during the winter. So, for me, it's all about enjoying the time with our families and our friends, and that is just one really good place to do it. So that, to me, is why we started the deal in Havasu. So with that, we took a lot out of it, So, even with Kyle, on the learning on the back end of, Hammerdown to Havasu, there was a lot going on, with sponsorship and everything else, and trying to get all the partners to work together to incorporate this video to go together. Kyle, why don't you take us through a little bit of what you've learned, with myself on just incorporating and getting everyone to work together?
Oh, well, it's a ton of emails for one. Basically, it's just communicating and getting everybody on the same track for everything. So, started off with Havasu. We just pulling permits and getting everything aligned to where we could do this legally was one thing, and then getting Monster and Nitto and Fox all on board. Just putting all of their resources into it to get as much exposure going towards it, which is kind of why we want to do this podcast, just to let people know how it came about. And I don't know, the back end was gnarly. There was a lot of pressure to make things turn out how we want it to be, and like our visions and everything, which some things always get put to the back burner. And but I think it came out awesome. I mean, our crew is really good and a tight knit, and everybody from Tempt, and then as well as all your dad's friends that helped with construction and just getting the ramps together in an immense amount of heat. I mean, what was it like just driving? And we were in 115 to 120 degree heat. Like,
Yeah, so the average temperature, we ended up filming in August. We got the thing basically locked down in July. We scouted in June, got the permits basically pulled in July, filmed in August. And the average temperature was, I think, 115, but it got up to 121 to 125 in Oatman. So, I mean, yeah, the temperatures in the race truck were probably over 250, 300 degrees. So it wasn't the most pleasant time. But my whole theory was if we filmed it during the winter time, the water and the boats and the people aren't there like they would be during the summer. So going during the summer and filming, having the girls and the bikinis on the boat and having boats in the water and not have to pull them out of storage, that was a lot easier on us. But I mean, it definitely was hot. I mean, the film crew was having a hard time with the temperature cameras and just the guys from overheating. And there was a lot of there, just like Kyle said, there is a lot of going behind the scenes. That we rented Airbnb 2 houses in Havasu, had a friend's house in Havasu, my house in Mojave Valley, and then we had 4 motorhomes that we had out there, and then we had a helicopter, 2 boats, 3 boats, and then we had the full crew. So we had 5 chase trucks running around. Because the going back and forth, we'd film in different sections of the day depending on the sunlight. So in Havasu in the channel, to go for lighting, we had to film at certain times of day. So it wasn't about, the coolest temperature. It was about the lighting. So a lot of it turned out to be the hottest times of the day. When we were in the junkyard, it was the most miserable time of the day. And there we had to sit in a junkyard for 9 hours trying to crush cars with a trophy Jeep. So it was definitely temperature sensitive. So
yeah, with those stunts, where'd you get the inspiration for them?
the stunts, I really just started watching videos, and it's funny because I have a book that I when I travel, I always write down all my ideas, and then when I can't sleep at night, I write down all my ideas. And I literally, I have a year ago, I have a picture of me jumping the London Bridge. I have pictures of me jumping on cars and driving through things. I think every childhood, if you could ever, get the opportunity to drive on a car, right? It's like going to monster trucks. Every kid at monster truck likes seeing things get smashed, and I'm one of those kids. And my big thing with this video, and I wasn't trying to copy or be anything like BJ's Recoil or Ken's Gymkhanas. My thing was doing something totally different, right? My vehicle's 4-wheel drive, and I wanted everyone to know that it's 4-wheel drive. So yes, I could easily have put it in 2-wheel drive and drifted the thing on the streets and made it look like I was way more sideways than I was. But to me, I wanted to run in 4-wheel drive. And yeah, I have 850 horsepower, but that does not mean I have 2,000 horsepower and turbochargers. So on that side, every stunt we did in 4-wheel drive. Everything we did, we kept it in 4-wheel drive. We wanted to jump cars, right? Anybody says they can jump onto cars. We did a 20-foot gap and then landed on cars. It did not happen as smoothly as I would have liked it to. And obviously the behind the scenes footage you'll probably see here shortly. It definitely took some doing, right? And some heated arguments with my dad because, obviously he's as passionate as I am. And we were just having a heck of a time getting over those cars without demolishing the cars and the trophy Jeep itself. But, I almost crashed it twice. Once it over in, and another time it almost tipped on its side at 50 miles an hour.
I mean, even if it was good, you were still crashing into cars no matter what.
Yeah, that's
Like-
yeah. The funny thing was, is I thought smashing through campers was gonna be this gnarly big stunt, and everyone was nervous. And my medic, Dana, was there, and he's like paranoid that something's gonna come in and stab me in the neck, because I don't really have neck protection, and I didn't want to run a guard in front of the window, because then people would call me out that I had a guard in front of the window for one scene but not other scenes, and everything was trying to make it match to the whole video. So that was everyone's biggest fear. And then the car scene, it turned out to be like the gnarliest stunt, right? We went to the campers, set it all up, got it done, and drove through the first camper, heart racing at 200 beats a minute, and literally plowed through the first one. It was so easy. It was like, okay, that was not as hard as I thought. Those trailers are old, and the wood is demolished, and we gutted the inside, so I didn't have any pipes or metal gonna come and hit me in the face or in the chest or neck. So, but at that moment, the trailer just mowed through. I mean, that truck weighs almost 6,000 pounds, and it really just plowed right through. We did 3 of them, and it was no big deal. And then when it came to the car scene, I had it all laid out in my head. The guys went there, and while we were filming another scene, they went and started setting up the jump and put the cars in position. And when we got there, it started hitting, man. Wow, you like, no matter what's gonna happen, we're gonna crash. Like, we're either gonna land on this thing, it's gonna drive right over, but no matter what, we're gonna smash some cars. And then come to find out, like, when you land on the roofs of cars at 50 miles an hour, it doesn't just roll; it like smashes cars. Like, we flatten cars more than the car crusher itself crushes cars. So that was gnarly. The whole car crush scene was pretty impressive. That we conquered it, and we're able to get the car to drive all the way through. But I mean, at the same time, just being in that scenario where it was the last stunt of the whole deal, we were basically done. And in my eyes, if we did not get that stunt, the video was ruined. So to me, it's like, if I didn't get that done, I didn't even want to do the whole video. So like we just had to do it, right? Everyone dug deep, and I bent the tie rods on the race car, and technically the night before, which you don't really realize in the video, the night before when we drove through the camper trailers, I ripped the light bars off it. I smashed the hood. I took the grill off the thing, ripped the headlights out of it, took the light bar off the roof, smashed the roof in. So we did some damage, and then the guys, 120 degrees, starting at 9 o'clock at night.
Just some Hollywood magic.
Yeah,
just cleaning everything up.
If you look closely, you'll see now that technically we smashed the trailers and then did the scene. So if you want to see it, my guys had to completely rebuild the car that night. So we from the car scene they went to the house, into a garage, 120 degrees, turned the swamp cooler on, get it down to 105, muggy, and we basically had to rebuild it. At the same time, they're rebuilding the race car, Crazy Horse, which part of our deal was if we smashed the trailers and their trailer at the Crazy Horse Resort, that we had to clean up all the mess. So we had a couple guys on the race car, and we had a couple guys completely picking all the trash. We had to pick up every piece of glass, every nail, every screw, everything that was left, we had to pick up. So, it's crazy because, it's so hot and miserable, and here they are, these guys are busting their butts, and even the media guys and the film guys and everyone's getting down there and really just trying to help get the thing done. So spend hours there cleaning, and then, then to move on to the car crush scene. And with the car crush scene, we wanted the scene. We were coming from the desert out. If you were to look at a map, we were coming from Oatman to Havasu, and my thing was making it as realistic as we can. So if you actually look at it, we come out of Topak, and from Topak, obviously there's a section that you're not really supposed to drive on, so we stayed out of that, and then we went to the
Junkyard.
The junkyard, and by doing that, the junkyard's way out of town. It's on the top, so it's
up by the airport.
It's up by the airport. In theory, we drove down through the dirt and right on the car crush scene. So it really worked out great. The people there were amazing. Really helped us out with all the tractors and everything. And then from there, we took our way down into Havasu for everything going on the island, and then everything going on at the London Bridge Resort. But on that, the biggest thing, coming back to where we were at in the beginning when we did the video, my goal is to, show that, look, first, I'm a Jeep guy. Everything I like to do is around Jeeps. We love the camaraderie of all the people that own a Jeep or love off-road. To me, it's not just so much about being in Havasu, but to me, I feel that a lot of people that have Jeeps, have a boat, have a jet ski, have a UTV. They go camping. They have a trailer. And that was one of the things that I wanted to do with Havasu was tie it all together, right? That's a place that you can do it all. So whether you're a guy that goes camping or you're a guy that has a boat, Havasu ties it all together. And to me, if you live somewhere else in the world or somewhere else in the United States, I want everyone to know that my passion is in this sport. Everything I do is to show what I'm capable of and my sponsors are capable of, and the Jeep. We want to see everything in the world. My biggest thing is traveling. We want to travel everywhere, and the biggest thing we do it around is a Jeep. So with that, going back to Havasu, everything, look, if you own a Dodge truck and you got wheels and tires, you need to have KMC wheels and you need to have Nitto tires. Why is that? Because not only are they good, but they're the tires and wheels that every truck should have on the street if you're towing a boat or you're towing a Jeep or you're towing a trailer. And for me, that's one of my biggest things that I want everyone to know is that we don't just run these things stickers because, there's money behind it or I get free product. No, I'm a true believer in everything we run, right? Everything that we do is all about, setting the presence on the scene, right? If we're going to shoot a photo, if we're going to do a video, it's all real. Everything we do is real. So even the tires on the race truck for the whole shoot was one set for the whole thing. No flat tires, smashed all those cars, smashed their camper trailers, no flat tires, right? That's saying a bunch. We didn't have to do anything to the race car to do something that was out of the norm. And to me, that's cool because it's the same tires and the same wheels that you can buy for your Jeep. And that's what I'm all about is, we're just showing the ability of the products that we're running. Everything on that race car you can buy, right? The Fox shocks, the Currie axles, those same axles is all the same stuff that we run in our Jeeps. So yes, if you want to buy the upgraded, most radical thing you can get, dude, we're testing it at its full ability. So on that, for me, it's all about showing the capabilities of the products that we're testing and proving. And so that way, if you're going to go to Havasu on a 120-degree day, that tires aren't going to explode and pop or bubble or do anything goofy. And, if you're running the best, you're running the best. So that's absolutely what I'm all about.
Back to the video. What was your favorite thing to film?
To me, it's all of now, looking back at, okay, so we did our first video now. Yeah, it is what it is. I'm totally hooked on it. I love the concept of doing it. I think now it's more about the stunts. I think perfecting the stunts. Every single stunt we do, I want to get more creative on the stunts. And I think the best thing that for me about filming all the stunts was, being able to visualize something and then being able to sit in the driver's seat and make it happen, right? It's whether it's jumping on the cars or driving through the trailers or, just driving around the corners and sliding the car sideways in four-wheel drive. To me, if I'm in the driver's seat, I'm enjoying it all. But I think now, once it's all over, I really enjoy the pressure of, I guess, the maximum pressure. Put the whole load on me, and then that's what I want. I want you to put so much pressure on me that it's like you have 30 people standing there going man, if we don't do this, the video's going to look like shit. We don't do it, it's going to be terrible. It's not a good idea. And to me, that's what I thrive off of, right? Anyone can drive fast. We all know that. Come on, go buy a trophy truck, go 120 miles an hour in the desert. We can all do that. Really, to me, it's about doing stunts. And this is what I want to get more into for the future is I want to do stunts that take, first a science and first a car that has the ability to do a stunt that not a lot of the other cars can do, right? Just like smashing on the cars. You can't take just a normal trophy truck and drive it on cars and think they're going to drive over. It's just not going to happen. Sure, you could stunt it and fill them up, but you ain't going to drive over real cars that literally we were sitting in goofing off, taking photos in the leather seats, 20 minutes before the stunt happened. But for me, synchronizing things together, right? We were racing a boat at 80 miles an hour, trying to get the boat and the race Jeep to go the same speed at the same time where I couldn't see the boat because there was trees in between us and we have a helicopter above us.
Yeah, timing the helicopter.
Trying to communicate, but the boat is so loud because it's got 2,000 horsepower engines that roar so loud that even in my car it was like ear piercing. And they got headsets on, but they can they can barely hear anything. And just that kind of stuff is I guess what I like at the end of it is I like seeing the end result of something that, it takes it takes people, it takes good people, and it takes a great amount of effort, right? You got to have all the pieces to put it together.
Just like controlled chaos, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. That to me, that's what I mean. That's kind of the way we live everything we do is. If you follow us, we travel way too much, and we do a lot, and we do a lot in a lot of places. But if you really look at it, I mean, the people we put around us are always good. And by me, I think, to go out and win the Baja 1000 and win the Baja 500 this year, I haven't given up anything to go do this video. After that video, I went and I won the Inca Rally in Peru. So to me, it's really about having the right people to do the right job. So yes, I mean it's controlled chaos all the time.
How was it renting out some of the town? So we rented out Oatman. We closed off the London Bridge. How rad is that?
Yeah, I mean, dude, it's amazing. So when you guys all see the video of Oatman, we really, Temp did a great job. Kyle helped as well. We have to completely shut down these towns. So we go the night before. We went weeks in advance. You figure out what it's going to cost and who you have to work with and the logistics of people and getting all the regular cars off the street. So when we film, you don't want to have a bunch of normal cars in the street, and you don't want to have people in the street or animals like donkeys running around. So syncing all those emails and getting everything lined up with the city was pretty cool. And then, getting the ability, I got to drive at 100 miles an hour down the Oatman, 25 times. It was just amazing. We had a great time. The city of Oatman treated us, like royalty. We one thing that we do, and I will say that my team and I focus on is everywhere we go, we always eat the food from around where we're at. Meaning, if we go somewhere, we eat the food and we buy the goods from the area. So when we went to Oatman, we didn't bring lunches in, we didn't bring breakfast in. We went to the local diner and we ate breakfast there. They cooked us all breakfast. It was amazing. We literally had a great time in Oatman. And really had no issues. So, but on that note, it was just fun being there and the experience of shutting down a complete town. It's crazy. I mean, it's just quiet and, there's cameras and stuff going on everywhere and you're trying to get the shot, but you try to sit there for 30 seconds, look around going like, man, there's nothing going on here besides what we're filming.
We literally turned it into a ghost town.
It used to be a ghost town and now it was again.
So I heard you had an interesting fight with Dave Vernick from Icon. You got to go on a little trip back over to the house.
Yeah, dude. Dave, when we were done filming in Havasu on one of the days, and the helicopter was staying at my house, and we just needed to get back. Well, the race car was staying in Havasu, so I ended up getting a ride with Dave. But it was unreal. Yeah, we flew low. Aaron Casada was driving my boat back up the river for me, so we got to fly over him, catch him on the water, and dude, we're buzzing him and filming him from the helicopter and just having a good time. And obviously it's hard because, dude, you're doing the most unreal things of your life. And here I am. I can't even post a single photo of it. But, obviously they'll start leaking now. But at the time, you're sitting here going like, man, I've dreamed my whole life of flying in this radical helicopter. And now I can't even talk about it. So, like, I don't, I've only been in probably one or two helicopters in my whole life. And here I am in a rad helicopter with a gimbal thing off the front, cameras everywhere, and can't even talk about it. So it was cool. But after that, we flew crazy low through the gorge. Dude, just seeing all the sandbars and all the unique sand features on the bottom of the water is unreal. And then I caught my uncle, buzzed my uncle like 40 times, and had a good time with him while he was driving his boat back up to our house. And dude, from there, we just, drove up the river. But, I mean, at that point, you're just, taking the time to fly over Topak and seeing Pirates Cove. And it's just unreal, man. The scenery changes so much. And, dude, having a crazy helicopter driver that's talented is pretty cool. I mean, we were doing vertical and drops. And
yeah, I heard they were trying to get you to take your seatbelts off to do some zero-G stuff.
Yeah, they were trying to get me. They're trying to
trick you.
Yeah. But, no, it was fun. We had a great time. Dude, the helicopter was amazing. I wish we had had more of that in the video. If I would have thought about it before, Dave ended up having his helicopter flat black, not because of my video, but for something else. So when we showed up, his helicopter was flat black. We put some Monster stickers on it, some Casey Currie stickers on it, and, dude, it literally just looked unreal. It looked the part. So next time maybe we'll figure something out with that.
Which talking about that, what is next? What are we thinking? Is that still hush hush?
Yeah, right now, to me, dude, it's trying to figure out that location in the world that everybody goes to. And to me, it's a passionate place. I have 5 locations in mind, but I can't talk about them because I don't want anything to leak. Obviously, the movie thing is competitive right now, and doing videos online is competitive. But for me, I just do. I don't know. I have ideas of places I want to go. I'm into white sandy beaches. I like girls wearing bikinis, including my wife. I just like the vibe of the river, and so to me, I don't have an idea, but I do. I have spots in my head, so we're working on it. We're gonna let this one calm down. We got a lot of cool stuff coming in the next few months. One of the cool things that we did on this video was we're gonna take every stunt we did. We're gonna drop a bunch of other videos, smaller videos in the next couple months, and we're gonna really just have some fun with some of the behind the scenes stuff. I make some crazy sound effects, I guess, when I'm passionate about what I do and trying to explain what I wanted to do for the cameraman. So you'll see some of that stuff as well. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what I want to do next. I definitely won't go back to Havasu. Now it's been done. It was fun, but I will go back there for fun and enjoyment of my time. I just the video thing was one and done, and it's time to mosey on. So, but with that, I mean, another thing that I need to say was going and eating the food. Hanger 24 came on and helped me out a bunch in Havasu. Once again, eating the food from where we're at. We are down by the airport filming at the car scene. Hangar 24 has a radical restaurant right at the airport, and the food and the beer is amazing. We did not drink before any shooting a film, but we did sample some beer at the end of one night. We ate the fantastic food. I'm a big cheese fan.
Yeah, they had fried cheese curds.
They have cheese curds there, which blows my mind. But to me, they have a great restaurant right there when you come into Havasu at the airport. But once again, London Bridge Resort made us breakfast one day, shut down a complete hall so we could enjoy our time. It was really hot. They turned the air conditioner on. We had all the food and drinks we needed, and it just was really nice to enjoy the time inside of there. But I mean, really, Havasu did a phenomenal job. The city, everybody that got involved, all the police officers that were helping us out. We did shut down the London Bridge. We shut down a couple miles of street. And everything that happened, I mean, we got lucky in some aspects, and we really didn't have any issues with the police or anybody, and everyone seemed to have a good time, kept it quiet, and we, obviously there wasn't very many leaked photos or anything that happened. We told ourselves that if it did happen, we wouldn't care too much, but it seemed to stand to wraps pretty good. So
yeah, everybody's super supportive of it. Everybody that we saw there that were taking photos and stuff, they're totally understanding.
Yeah.
We're doing something big. Try not to let anything little out. But.
Yeah. Oh, and I'll give you guys a little lowdown. The word Hammerdown, dude. Like 8 years ago, I went on to Fantasy Factory with Rob Deerdick, and I was letting Rob. We got somehow a stupid bet got up that he wanted to drive a race truck if I dropped into a quarter pipe, which was dumb. But anyways, my part, because I had the short end of that stick. But we went out driving, and like all the way up to it, all I was doing is just like, man, if something happens, just hammer down, not a big deal. And like he took it, and like, dude, he made the word stick. We were on TV and filming, and right in the middle of everything going on, and he's like, so what do I do again if something happens? What am I gonna do? And I was like, I don't know, go faster. He's like, no, I'm gonna hammer down. I'm just gonna put the hammer down, and from there. Like, after that, like, I don't know, I always said it, but, dude, it just started turning into my thing, right? Everywhere we go, it's just putting the hammer down. It's all about being wide open in life, driving Jeeps, driving in the Hammers, driving in Baja, racing bicycles, racing motorcycles. I mean, the life we live and the life I think a lot of my followers live, right, is if that opportunity comes, we're going to hammer down. We're gonna put the pedal to the floor, and we're gonna accelerate as fast as we can. It doesn't matter what you're driving in. Everybody wants to have an absolute blast living on the edge. So to me, I get the opportunity to live on the edge, and that's what it's all about is pushing it as far as we can. So with that, hammer down, that's where that came from. So we're the first one was hammer down to Havasu. So hammer down to where next? That's a question we all need to know. But I mean, hammer down is just kind of my vibe in everything we do. So if you ever talk to me on the cell phone, I pretty much end it with hammer down. So on that note, we had a great time. We had some great partners come in and get involved in the video, with Monster Energy really stepped up. We learned a lot. That's another thing about these video shoots is how much you can learn through the people of these companies. There's all kinds of tricks and trades that, how to get video views and how to incorporate, these shares and cross-promoting. And I feel that Monster Energy did a phenomenal job of opening up the resources to us to help, get more of the shares out, right? Because not only did I, sure you want the video to be seen by everybody, but at the same time, I want the video to be seen by the people that are in my core group. Meaning if you're a Jeeper, a UTVer, a boater, a lifted truck guy, an off-road guy, those are the people that I want to watch. I feel that if you watch what we're doing, dude, we're going to have a good time. And if you ever see us at an event, you're going to like what we do. But Monster did a phenomenal job with that. And, with Nitto and Fox and Currie Enterprises all stepping up at the same time to really engage in those demographics, I feel that it's worked. I think that the companies that obviously are my partners and we've had long relationships with, and not only that, just getting on board with Nitto, they were one of my first sponsors I ever had getting into short course racing. It's amazing to tie so much together in our first year together. And it, to me, just blows me away that, when you get the right group of people, and when I say the right group of people, all these companies, dude, they all have an amazing group of people that are behind them pushing things to make happen. And to me, I think it's all about passion. I don't think a company like Monster and Nitto and KMC and even Currie, to me, everybody there has people in the company that are total enthusiasts. I think they absolutely love what they do, and it makes the job more fun. So, really, I got to get out to them for all opening up their resources to have us learn what we learned. And, I think that in the future, it's bright for doing more. Now, if you want to see us do more, you just got to let us know. So.
And also check the video out.
Yeah, and Hammerdown to Havasu on YouTube. So anything else you want to say, Kyle?
No, I'm pretty good. I don't know what else. What else happened?
To me, dude, I'm still in disbelief that it even happened. Right? It's something that I don't. So just so everyone knows, we travel a lot. I was just gone for both of us. Kyle and I were gone for the last was 28 days, or I was 28 days. He was a little bit less. But
I had a day. No, so that was this last trip.
Yeah.
No, so we did. We went
you didn't go to Canada.
No. But this one before Havasu, we were in Oregon for a week. Then we were in
Utah.
First we were in Tahoe for a week. Then to Oregon for a week, then to Moab, and you decided to end that with shooting in Havasu.
That's right.
And I was like, dude, there's no way we're going to make this happen. We are so outstretched for a crew, but everybody came together and made it all.
Yeah, so we travel a lot. So, but yeah, you guys got to follow us. So if there's any place that you guys ever want us to go, by the way, you let us know. We're all about the adventure. For 2019, we're looking at doing a lot more adventure stuff. We're still racing everything. Nothing is changing on the racing. But we want to do some more adventure stuff. I want to travel. We want to seek the world. We want to, I want to put Jeeps in places that no one else has done it. One thing that I want to go to Australia. I want to go to, I'd like to go to Peru in Jeeps. I'd like to drive a Jeep down in South America. I just want to do more. So if there's people out there that are interested in doing the same stuff as us, hit us up, man. We're all about learning and doing this adventure thing. And really, the biggest thing with this podcast is just talking about everything we want to do or can do, and share the experience. I know that a lot of people don't talk about this stuff, and to me, I always study everything I can. I listen to lots of podcasts. I listen to lots of YouTube videos. I read a lot, and I take a lot from everyone that I've learned from, and I feel that the most successful people in the world talk, and that's kind of why I'm starting. Is I want to feel that if I can start getting my ideas outside to you guys, maybe you guys can help me out. I mean, we're always here to learn. So, once again, thank you very much for listening. You definitely want to go watch Hammerdown Havasu. Subscribe. We're going to have a bunch more videos coming out soon. Kyle, thank you very much for coming on.
No problem.
And we'll talk to you guys soon.